While the U.S. warned that Russia could use a false flag operation to invade Ukraine, Vladimir Putin invoked a legal term to justify invasion, baselessly saying the Kyiv regime was committing genocide on people in the east and that Russia would save them.
There is absolutely no truth to Putin's claim that Ukraine is perpetrating genocide against Russian-speaking peoples in the Donbas region of Ukraine. This is a misappropriation and a misuse of the term genocide for political purposes.
That's genocide scholar Melanie O'Brien. 2 days into the war, off of the battlefield, Ukraine turned to a courtroom that has jurisdiction over disputes on genocide.
Please be seated.
On Wednesday, the International Court of Justice found Russia's claims to be false and ordered it to stop attacking Ukraine.
The Russian Federation must, pending the final decision in the case, suspend the military operations that it commenced on 24 February 2022 in the territory of Ukraine.
It's mostly a symbolic win. But Ukrainian officials, including President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, also accuse Russia of committing genocide on Ukrainians.
I will appeal directly to the nations of the world if the leaders of the world do not make every effort to stop this war, this genocide.
So have some lawmakers in Congress, including this Ukrainian American.
This is not a war. This is a genocide of the Ukrainian people by a crazy man.
Since February 24th, Putin's forces have used cluster bombs and other weapons to strike homes, schools, hospitals, a Holocaust memorial, and evacuation routes. Troops have also invaded nuclear power plants and besieged the city of Mariupol.
It's almost like Putin has a checklist of the laws of war and is ticking them off and violating them as they go.
Could what we're seeing amount to genocide?
They look very much to me as a war crimes prosecutor like war crimes. A finding that there's an intent to destroy all people of Ukrainian nationality or a significant part is a much harder thing to prove. And I think that this is much too early to draw that conclusion.
Former U.S. Ambassador to Global Criminal Justice Stephen Rapp says a genocide designation requires not just acts, but intent to destroy a group of people. And that's a distinction from controlling them. Putin has denied Ukraine's separate identity, writing, "We're one people." But experts say much more would need to be seen.
Genocide is a process, not an event, and you can't actually get to the end of that process, which is usually killing, without all the steps that come before it. They need to convince the majority population that this target group is the enemy and that they need to be taken out. And part of the way to do that is to dehumanize the target group.
Prosecutors say there will be ways to gather evidence of Russia's intent. Men captured on the battlefield, crashed planes, and the invasion risks becoming a genocide.
Quite often, the crimes of war, where you are trying to take control of an area and that area is resisting and those people are fighting back, can eventually lead to a desire to destroy that whole people in order to have that resistance eliminated. And so you can start with one thing and get to another.
For now, the war continues.